What is up, ladies and gentlemen? In the chat, let us know if you can hear Brandon and the vet. And if not, then I need to figure out what is wrong with the audio. And so they can hear me. I just can't hear them.
Whoop, whoop.
Take it away, vet.
Yes, well, so I guess this is part of the free for view for Humming Media Group on Channel Attitude is going to be Colin's audio test. So you're going to get a 15-minute free preview of what it sounds like when you're broadcasting out of a closet and you don't have your shit together. So yeah, once again, guys in the chat, if you can hear me, maybe for ones in the chat, if you can hear us, and Brandon, you go ahead and say some things too, just to make sure they can hear everybody. I'm sure they can, but
yo, how y'all doing? Whoop whoop.
And that's a big whoop whoop. So it seems like everything's good except for that Colin cannot hear so far. We're waiting on the chat. There's a delay. Okay, Sonic has chimed in with a 1. I guess
I didn't give parameters for what the 1 is, or did you give parameters for the 1?
I gave parameters for what the 1 is.
Okay, good job. Good job.
Wait, how did you hear me say that?
Because we're back, bitches.
Okay.
All right, let me swap y'all around here so everybody's in the proper, and we can get on with the proper introduction for your Impact Attack here on Channel Attitude and the Hameen Media Group Podbean affiliate channel that we have here. And this is the free for view. Liz, Javi put a 0. Liz says Yeppers Peppers. Buckshot Kid in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. And I guess our hot topic for our free for all here is Bullet Club over in the main event. We'll get your
No, they got to pay for hearing about the Bullet Club.
Oh man, really? Come on, man.
Yeah, no, you can't have it for free.
There's way more stuff to talk about. There's way more stuff to talk about.
Yeah, but not really. They can't hear about the Bullet Club for free. Let's just do an audio test for the first 15 minutes. Let's
do the talk about the Cardona heel turn.
I mean, if you want to lead off with that, I mean, that's not BTI material. This is like BTI, where we got to give them the good stuff.
Well, it literally is the
digital media start champion.
Of the
show. Okay. So, I guess what Brandon's trying to say, which we haven't even introduced everyone here. Ladies and gentlemen, we do 2 introductions. Channel Attitude, you don't get the second introduction because you have to pay for that introduction as well. You know which one. You're here every week when we do it for the past 2 weeks that we've done it here. Ladies and gentlemen, each and every week I am joined, the man here to my right, even though it looks like I'm pointing to my left, the vet. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what championship Big Ray's going to give him this week, but he's won the championship in our hearts. 69-time champion of our hearts, the vet.
You don't give me championships. I win championships.
Well, you know what I mean. I booked you to win those championships in our hearts.
Fair enough.
And ladies and gentlemen, let me get it queued up here because I have some funky things going on the old Roadcaster trying to get the audio fixed. Lab Rat, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Our third man in the booth, ladies and gentlemen. No, it's not Chris Saban.
Yo, what up?
Leroy Jenkins in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Time's up. Let's do this.
Let's do this. All right. Vet, I don't have any shout-out music, but would you like to shout out the chat to start the show? Let's give the chatters their shine in the free for view.
All right, let's give them the shine in the free for view. So, I mean, I assume that everybody here in the chat is already signed up, so they're getting the double dose at Channel Attitude. But right now, live with us on YouTube, on Twitch, is the great Javi. Okay, we got Lab Rat, we got Liz, and we got Sonic. These are this is a Mount Rushmore of Hameen Media group chats if ever I've seen one. I just have to say. So that's who's here that it says is here. But as we know, YouTube, sometimes Google, sometimes, not really up to the second with the participants. So if there's somebody else lurking in here, they will make themselves known shortly. And we will say hello to them as well. But thank you guys for being up with us. This is the Insomniac crew. And we look forward to chatting with you all for the next hour and some change.
Keep it up, keep it hype.
Let's try to wrap it up and keep it tight this episode this evening, because one of our managers went to the hospital and I have to open tomorrow morning, which it would normally be my day off. But fourth man in the booth this evening is this lovely pozole that was brought to me. It is delicious. It has hominy. It has chicken. It is muy bueno. Muy bueno.
Muy caliente.
No caliente. Está muy bueno.
Bueno, yes, very good for you non-Spanish speakers in the audience. I'm sure Javi doesn't speak Spanish. He doesn't know what we're talking about, so we'll have to translate for him. I need
some breaking news music. Do I have breaking news? Breaking news music.
This was what is that?
Some freaky Halloween music a friend of mine cut together for me to use for the A show.
What is that, like a Killer Clowns in Outer Space original soundtrack? Original score?
Something he made. He did the laughing and the organ and all of it. Yeah.
Oh, that's creepy. Well, be sure not to thank him for us. Yeah, so breaking news, this Larry D is no longer in Impact. I think this news broke. Didn't Ray bring this up? I know he's only going to listen to this first 15 minutes so he knows where to cut. So if you want to say anything about Big Ray, get all your shit talking in right now, because this is the only part he's going to listen to. But yeah.
You gotta pay for French Spider-Man.
You don't get French Spider-Man even at a premium. French Spider-Man is rarer than a rare Pokemon. Has anybody been playing a Pokemon Legends Arceus out there? Go ahead, one's in the chat if you've been playing Pokemon Legends Arceus. I have not. I'm gonna put a 2. So, just saying. But apparently it's a pretty hot game. It's all anybody's ever wanted in a Pokemon game, which is something different from almost 30 years ago. So now you're out there, and the Pokemon can beat you up if you fuck up. So that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. I think that's an interesting. And I saw where there were mechanics where you have to kind of throw the ball, and like you're kind of moving and throwing as the Pokemon's moving. That does seem pretty cool. It's like is it Breath of the Wild-esque?
That's what everybody's gonna call it, because you have that minimalist graphic style, which of course they all make it seem like it's an artistic choice, and we really know it's just that the Switch is a piece of shit and it can't run good graphics and high frame rates. But even amongst that art style, I think people are saying people I've heard complain about the graphics being extremely minimalist. So
I mean, Sword and Shield was pretty minimalist with its graphics and stuff too. Yeah. Wasn't a big fan of Sword and Shield. The mechanics and stuff were very weird, and just wasn't a big fan of it.
Yeah, I didn't play it. I've been out of the loop for a while, but it's what's hot in the streets right now. You know what else is hot in the streets? Speaking of video games, is Sifu. Colin, have you seen that? Sifu. You've had months and months to pre-order Sifu, and now it's here.
So is this like a waifu game but with kung fu?
Yes.
Okay.
You beat up many waifus during the course of the.
To become a Sifu, you beat many waifus.
Yeah, everybody in this game attacks you. It doesn't matter if they're just chilling at there's a scene. The second stage is a club. You have to fight your way through the club, and you go through the doors, and people are just chilling in the club. Like that 50 Cent song, Candy Shop, and then they just start attacking you as soon as you walk through the door, and everybody knows martial arts. So it doesn't matter what random drug dealer or thug or just person standing on the street, like they are all Ip Man levels of Wing Chun mastery. So
You know what, Vet? I think my many years of playing Streets of Rage 2 has prepared me for entering like a bar where people just all of a sudden want to attack me and all have kung fu abilities and are randomly named people like Thug 1 and Bartender 1 and Robber 1, things like that, right? Yeah. They all have different colored clothing as well, like different outfits to articulate who they are. Like the thief looks a certain way, the bartender looks a certain way,
yeah,
I
well,
think I got this.
and I don't know about Streets of Rage 2, but in this game, everybody will fuck you up bad. It's hard. This game is hard. I just defeated the second boss after playing for hours, and I'm not the best video gamer, but I'm not trash, So I'm struggling. But the mechanic of the game is you like every time you get knocked out or whatever, you die, you resurrect and you age the number of years that you've died in the stage. So the first time you die, you wake up, you start out the first level, you're 20 years old. When you die, you wake up and you're 21 years old. If you die again, you wake up and you're 23 years old, and so on and so forth until if you get up in your 70s, the game's over. So, yeah.
How old are
Very
you?
interesting, weird mechanic, but
How old are you?
when I got done with the when I got done with the second boss, when I finally was able to beat him, I was like 73. So that means I'm dead. The next time somebody knocks me out, I'm dead. And so you age, like every time you wake up, you have like your beard's a little longer, your hair's a little longer, it's grayer, stuff like that. And then, but you get more powerful, like your attacks become more powerful, but your life bar shrinks. So it's just accelerating the process. It's an interesting mechanic, but it makes it for a very, very challenging. You have to just memorize every enemy's attack pattern so you don't get caught off guard. And there's times where they'll like push you into a corner and the camera will be in a weird place and then you'll get jacked up real quick. So interesting game, but very, very difficult.
Seems very cool. There's I listened to a podcast called Drink a Beer, Play a Game. And they're always talking about a game called Blasphemous and another one called Hades. And they seem like really fun
What was
games.
the second one you said?
Hades.
Right.
Yeah, Blasphemous and Hades seem like those are two fun games. They're really hard, though, from what it seems like.
Blasphemous is like, looks like it's like a Metroid type game, I think. You play as a guy with a pointy hat, a pointy helmet or whatever.
Yeah, he said there's a lot of like religious undertones and things like that in it.
You think?
With the name Blasphemous.
A game called Blasphemous?
Like yeah.
Yeah, the religious stuff, it's a little Castlevania, a little Metroid, little religion.
Yeah, I think
Castlevania is
no
stranger to religion either, right? There's lots of religious iconography in Castlevania. And the other one you said, what is it? Hades won a ton of game awards, I guess, this year. It's a pretty popular game. So also supposed to be difficult, but yeah. Brandon, you been playing any of these games?
Nah, not really. Just been sticking with Warcraft.
All right. Well, your computer can run it better than Colin's can, right? At least.
I have to see his computer first.
Ah, jeez. All right. Fine.
It's not impressive. It's not impressive at all. Much like our first match of the evening, which was not very impressive. We've only got like 60 seconds left to jam in this this digital media championship match. Matt Cardona going over Jordan Grace to win his internet title basically with a little shenanigans, hitting Jordan Grace with a chair and basically knocking her out so that he can hit the famouser. I mean, oh gosh, and then gets the pin for the 1, 2, and the 3, and then he just storms out, leaves. Yeah, Matt Cardona. I kind of enjoyed this match. I felt like Jordan Grace was really getting a lot of offense in on Matt Cardona. And I honestly thought she was going to win this match some way, somehow. I didn't think that they were going to take this off of her and put it on Matt Cardona like this. Brandon, let's go to you first.
Well, the way they're kind of building through the match of Cardona being hesitant, like to do stuff, and then kind of gradually building towards it, and leading up to him eventually using the chair. Oh, what just happened?
What just
You're
happened?
good. You're in solo mode. You're good. Just keep talking.
And building up towards him using the chair, it felt like it was kind of like they were kind of building and setting up for his heel turn, and especially with the way he left the show or left later on in the interview with Gia, and he insulted Jordan as well as Gresham.
Yep, that's true. That's true. Vet, your side of things now, sir.
Yeah, just a few different things. Like, look, we all seen the intergender stuff. We get it. The Matt Cardona overacting thing, and then he hits her with a chair like it was the plan all along. I mean, there's a different way to do that. It's like, if you want to tell the story they should have told is that he tries to beat her with just grappling alone. Like, if he doesn't want to hit a woman or whatever, or he's hesitant with his shitty pro wrestling overacting, then maybe you just try to get her with the actual wrestling, going for the
I don't mean to interrupt, but cuteness alert as the kid comes in with the Spider-Man PJs. Hello, everyone. Say hello.
Are those American Spider-Man PJs, or
yes, no, not Japanese Spider-Man. No, not yet. He hasn't ranked up to that.
Or any other countries that might have a Spider-Man that has appeared on Impact Attack.
No, say hi in here. Say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, you gonna say night night? You say night night to everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, say bye. All right, give me a hug. All right, I'll see. Good night.
Bye.
And there's the
look at
run-in
that,
right
Colin.
there.
He doesn't want to hug you either.
He
kept
leans
his
in.
hands
His
in full
hugs,
view.
his hugs are like he doesn't like hug you. He just like leans in for the hug.
That's a real man right there. All right. So where was I? Oh yes. So he should have done the thing where he's wrestle, then it doesn't work, and then you could do the same finish, because it's like, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna hit you with the chair then. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired. I'm frustrated with what I'm doing not working. And for her part, like, she's doing this, like, the opening part of the match, she's doing like shitty American lucha and shit like that, and who the fuck is she to try like a head palm shoot off on a guy the size of Matt Cardona? Like, it didn't work. He reversed it, but she still tried it. Like, just the arrogance. But she tries to do these things in the match where she's like showing that she's agile, like she's trying to jump over the top rope even though she barely made it, stuff like that, which is not a good look. But even if you can, like, that's not the character she should be playing. If your whole thing is you're working out and you're tough and you're a tank, then be a tank. Don't try to be, like a F-15. Be a tank. And then Matt Cardona's trying to wrestle you. You're trying to, and for his troubles, he's getting picked up and slammed because you're strong. And we've seen you do that in the gym, right? So that should be the thing. And then it's like, when he gets annoyed enough from getting spine busted and all this stuff, then finally she goes for one thing and then bam, chair to the face. That's it. That's the story. It's not, oh my God, I don't know. Do I want to give her the boot? Oh, should I give her the boot, guys? Oh my God, she kicked out of my boot. Oh no, we don't need any more of that shit in wrestling at all. So that's what I think about this match.
The perfect, just basic babyface, heel tries to out wrestle, babyface can't out wrestle the babyface, gets frustrated and cheats. Simple. That's all that's needed.
Yeah. And he doesn't even have to be the heel to start. You know what I mean? He can still make it seem like, hey, I'm just trying to do this without punching her or kicking her or whatever. I'm just going to do this. Like, this is wrestling. Let's wrestle. Okay, it's not working. You don't even have to show that you're frustrated. It could just be like, it comes out of nowhere. That would have been a more creative match, and it would have made the finish even better. But instead, they did what they did. and he wins the digital media championship. So I guess it's in its rightful place. But I think they could have gone about it a much more satisfying and a different way. This is basically what any pro wrestler, anybody that watches wrestling these days can expect what they saw in this match. They probably think, oh, it's even kind of cool, but they could have done something a little bit better and a little bit different.
Yeah, so before we hop in to anything else after this match, Laredo Kid confirms that he has signed a contract with Impact Wrestling. I know that news is a few days old, but it is pertinent to the show. Are you guys excited for more Laredo Kid on your television screens in 2022?
I mean, he's a decent guy to get the X Division guys over.
Oh, he's not going to be getting anybody over. He's going to be the new Chris Sabin and beat everybody. And he can start with Jordan Grace with her lucha. Her American lucha.
That is good. That is good. All right. Let's see. So where else do you guys want to just go ahead and jump in to that next match, or the behind the scenes segment that takes place after the match here, Vet?
Yeah, let's just do the show in order. Let Big Ray cut it where he wants to cut it. I don't care.
I'm trying to pull up the results, so I have a little bit of a skeleton that I can use to kind of guide through the show. So you go ahead and hop through the next segment, Vet, while I find it, and then I'll come back and take control.
You got it. So the next thing we see is W. Morrissey beating people up in a hallway, much like the new game Sifu, which is out now in early access on PlayStation 4 and 5. So they want to do a hallway scene like you get in movies like Daredevil, or like the show Daredevil on Netflix, and Old Boy, and any other martial arts thing. They like to do a hallway scene, and this is like kind of their version of that. The problem is they're cutting to other shots in this, so it really takes away from like what they're trying to do. They have a cinematic feel to it, but now it's too cinematic because we have coverage. So this should be one handheld take to make you feel like you're really there. You know what I mean? That's what I got out of this. So, I mean, what'd you see, Leroy? You see the same thing?
Yeah, pretty much. And again, they're still trying to continue their attempt at a Crash TV format of things, just kind of leading into the next thing. Like after the match is over, they got we're in the back, something's going on, get a camera back there, the flow of the show and the pacing.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just going with this where's Moose? I hate Moose and I want to kill Moose. I'm a moose hunter. I hunt moose. And that's basically this whole thing. And it's like, at this point, this is the angriest man alive.
He does. He needs anger management.
Yes, Liz is right. He needs some anger management because he has been angry for about a solid month now at the same place where he, you know what I mean, that he shows up to work supposedly every day. Now, we all know it's being taped on the same day, but we're pretending that this is a week-to-week thing. So you got to imagine like a guy like pulling up in his car, and getting out and grabbing his bag, and then coming in and then setting it down, and then maybe shaking some hands and maybe getting a little bite to eat or something, and then just start storming around looking for Moose and yelling for Moose. Like, can you imagine how ridiculous that would be after like 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Yes, not a healthy work environment, Lab Rat. No, it is. Although I can imagine a Lab Rat probably has a less healthy work environment than that, but still, it's
at least he didn't get euthanized like those monkeys, Vet.
Ooh. Oh no, yeah. Well,
at least it's not a lab monkey.
He's on his way. Morrissey is rampaging like a gorilla. It's like the scene in the Planet of the Apes,
Harambe.
Yeah. So.
Well, D'Amore kind of fucked up. Can we get a "you fucked up" chant?
We can. Do you have one stalled on the roadcast?
No, I don't have. We have to make our own. Let's get a "you fucked up" chant going in the chat. Everyone at home watching, just do like a "you fucked up."
You fucked up.
Because in the exchange that Morrissey had with D'Amore, Vet, as I know you're getting there, he kind of let go that our buddy Moose was hanging out with us at the hotel room.
Oh yeah,
we were hanging out with Moose at the hotel room.
Why would you do that?
I don't know why
just
Demore
snitch
would
on
do
Moose,
that.
you know?
It's just messed up.
Yeah, man. Come on. So Demore, they kind of like go to break after the rampage, and then they come back, and then they're actually still with it, you know, which is again something that we've seen in these later Impact tapings where they actually go to break with something, and then when they come back, they're still with it, you know, which I like. I don't like doing the 10 different things like the WWE does. He says he's gonna let for some reason. I mean, I guess because the learning tree was a casualty of the rampage. Demore's gonna let Morrissey have Brian Myers next week in a no DQ match. So that should tide him over.
That'll teach Brian Myers.
Yeah. So but what I noticed, the big thing here.
Sherlock Morrissey.
Yeah, you know, with like probably the same amount of coke too that Sherlock Holmes would use. The big takeaway I have from this is they're standing in front of a purple wall. So like in our campaign to change Impact into the show we want to see, what I've been trying to do is kind of get them away from this weird garish lighting treatments that they have in these backstage things where the wall has to be like purple or some kind of orange or some green or some weird color that just looks completely unnatural just so it's not a boring wall. Let it be a boring wall. If you can't think of a better place to stand than a wall, then I'm sorry, your wall is going to be boring, but don't just put like a little mood lighting thing there just to spice things up, because it just looks weird and I don't like it. So change it. So
you don't like it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Anything to add to that?
No, I think you said it.
No, you don't like the purple wall? Okay.
No, I mean, it's better than the unironed thing they used to use for Matt Hardy in the WWE.
Well, at the doctor's office with the velvet curtain.
The curtain with the picture hanging from it.
Yeah. Geez.
Guys, if you ever go to any sort of an establishment where somebody claims to be a medical professional of any kind, and they've got like a big giant velour backdrop, you know, just find another provider. And I think Crazy Steve's gonna have to find a provider after this match that he had with Jonah.
So we get Jonah out. Jonah. And the rest of Decay follows. What's with the rest of Decay having to come out with Jonah here?
Coming out with Jonah, they're coming out with Crazy Steve
to go after Jonah.
Yeah. Well, you know, they're a crew, and they got to stick together.
Actually, I think they mentioned it on commentary with the relationship with Johnny Swinger and what happened last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were talking about that a little bit, about the relationship between Swinger.
Well, they beat up Johnny Swinger last week, or Jonah did. He crushed him, and then as he was walking back, he just stared at Decay, and Decay stared at him, and now we have a match next week. So, you know, that's our booking, staring. You know, if you take out the supernatural element, I think Decay is great. Like, they come out, they have a cool look, they have cool music, they all are into their characters. As long as we don't believe they can really teleport and things like that, but they're just crazy people that are just acting like this. It's all about the presentation, guys. You know what I mean? Like, in any sport, you have athletes that so a lot of them in team sports have to wear a uniform. So when you see a basketball team, they're going to wear a uniform. When you see a baseball team, football, they're wearing uniforms and stuff. When you have individual fighters or even players, like if you look at tennis or boxing or UFC, there are regulations on the gear that they can wear. However, there is room for some expression and originality and personality in the gear. Like, you don't have to wear the exact same polo shirt if you're playing tennis. You know, you can wear the one you want to with the sponsor that you have, or whatever the case may be. And pro wrestling should just be the ultimate expression of that. You are an athlete. You're in here to have a fight, and you can dress how you want here for this fight. and that's how you sell yourself, and that's how you get the brand. It's nothing to do with magic, teleporting, other dimensions, underworlds, none of that stuff. We don't believe that, so let's not try. But if you want to dress like a clown, that should be your right as a fighter. That's basically my point here.
Explain the Undertaker then.
Well, I don't agree with that either. But if the guy thought he was really, if you had a guy that dressed like that and didn't get hurt, I could buy that to a point. But then when they started,
he would do this.
Yeah, I mean, a guy in UFC could do that if he gets knocked down. He just chooses not to because it's stupid. But he could if he wanted to. Anybody can sit up like that if they want to. No, the problem is when you start summoning lightning bolts and doing other weird things like that. That's where you.
He did the same shit.
Yeah.
They all summoned fire and lightning bolts.
Well, I don't like it. I'm not. Don't try to give me the whole. What about the Undertaker? As if I approved of all the Undertaker stuff. I'm just.
You were a druid.
I know, but that's also realistic. A guy could come out and carry a torch for the Undertaker. Literally, a guy could do that.
The vet was going to throw off the robe and attack the Undertaker at WrestleMania. That was his plan the whole entire time. Somebody thwarted it. I think John Cena thwarted it.
Yeah, he took my torch and threw it in a bucket of water. What a jerk.
Ray says he can summon lethal gas from his butt cheeks. Is that realistic? A power? Is that a power good enough to be on Impact Television?
It's good enough to be on SmackDown if you're Natty Neidhart. So the one thing I really loved about this match, which wasn't much, it wasn't like I mean it wasn't long, much of a match. I love how when Jonah was like, you know what, I'm gonna splash this motherfucker again. Taurus immediately got in there, and Rosemary got in between them. Because how many times do we let people just stand around just because that's the spot? Well,
yeah, they just
right off.
Like...
Yeah, no. You get a bunch of referees out there to beg and plead, and then just move out of the way whenever somebody
get a bunch of what?
Guards, more guards.
Them too. Yeah. So, but instead, Rosemary and Taurus got in the ring, protected their guy. Jonah, fucked off. He's like, all right, fine. I didn't really want to splash him that bad anyway. That's probably harder on me and my knees than it is on him. So I'm fine with that.
Am I the only one here excited about a potential Black Taurus and Jonah match?
Yes. The word excited. Yes, I think that's a strong
one's
word
in the
for
chat.
any of us.
If you're excited for a Jonah versus Black Taurus match, 2's in the chat. If you're like the vet and not excited.
What I am excited about though is that they are doing things that are logical to set up something. So now a match with Black Taurus and Jonah. This has been a build up. It's like you start with Crazy Steve, then you go to Taurus. You know what I mean?
And you get Rosemary,
and then you finally get Rose. So,
Bugshot Kid, he's excited. Sonic the Hedge-Rat is a vet. Ray does not know numbers. Of Lizbeth siding with the vet.
Okay. So not necessarily excited for the match, but glad and excited that they are choosing to present things in a more logical manner. Decay didn't teleport in; they walked in. And they stuck up for their guy when he was about to get savagely beaten. So, if we can just maintain this level of consistency, anything I forgot to cover? Any other points to bring up,
Brandon?
No, I liked how they kind of worked around it, like the big guy, little guy dynamic. Then eventually Jonah just caught him and finished it.
Yeah, the crawling up the back spot and biting him. I like that spot.
Yeah, and the creativity of the spots too, I really enjoyed too. You don't see that enough with the big guy, little guy stuff.
You get stuff like that from Crazy Steve, I feel like, though, because
now
climbing on guys like a clown.
It works with the gimmick too.
Yeah, he's crazy.
It's crazy, and he's a Steve. Yeah.
And he's a Steve.
His
name's probably not even Steve. Now I noticed this when Jonah came out. He did the step on the stairs like he did in NXT. Had he done that before? where he like steps on the stairs and they shake the camera?
Ooh, I hadn't noticed that.
Did they do that any of the previous times he's been out?
I hadn't noticed that before.
I didn't notice
I'll have
it
to go
either.
back and watch.
Okay, just check it.
So we
All right, next.
anything else on Jonah and Black Taurus?
No.
All right,
No.
guys, we are backstage. We've got Gia Miller, who's interviewing Matt Cardona about him attacking Grace. Cardona says it's his biggest day for winning the title, and when Miller asked him about what Chelsea Green would think about his actions, he instead told her to ask Jonathan Gresham what it's like to be married to a loser. Oh, sick burn. Sick. Any thoughts on that backstage segment there, guys?
No, it definitely looks like he's going heel, and it kind of looks like later on the way they're going with Chelsea to kind of keeping them separate.
Yeah, it does seem like they're keeping them separate.
Yeah, a guy that has an action figure get a full screen in his entrance video of himself has to be a heel. You can't.
I will say the timing of him turning and his action figure is
Yep.
way better than Trey Miguel's spray painting on the entrance. I will say that if Cardona worked on that extra hours afterwards to make sure that was perfect, you know he probably ran that like 20 times.
Yeah.
Well, we've got Madison Rayne telling Caleb that she will soon be tag team champion. This was kind of fun. I liked how she said, no, we're talking about the real tag team champions, not the imposter tag team champions. And then the inspiration show up with a little bit of a gift for our good buddy Caleb with a K. They don't want to have him open it in front of them, so they kind of scurry off. And Caleb opens up to find a brand new phone with the inspiration on the background, and Madison quickly tells him to change the background. Change that. You need to change that. But what do you think that they're gonna steal Caleb? Is that where they're going here, to kind of have Caleb join these girls and manage the inspiration?
Could be if they're not sticking with Jay with an I.
Right. I guess he doesn't leave Las Vegas, so he's only the Caleb for them when they're visiting Las Vegas. I guess that's the deal.
Best part about this entire segment was the tag said Caleb with a K, like a pimp named Slickback.
I mean, it's a pimp name.
I don't know. What I found more interesting is a few yards away from this in the background, you could see that purple wall from earlier, and I could see what may be the lighting apparatus. It looked like the Tesseract just sitting on a table, like this glowing cube over there that was casting the light on the wall.
Just started watching the first few episodes of the Book of Boba Fett. I know that's not the Tesseract, but it's Disney. It's Disney.
Yeah,
what's
man.
up, Jay Hall in the chat?
Yeah, Jerome with an N.
In here. What's up, Jay? All right. Anything else on that segment that we had backstage?
Not really.
No. Next, we've got our favorite. I think, come on, he's a favorite of yours, Fett. Just because we get to call him Burt Macklin versus the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion, Jonathan Gresham. This is not a Ring of Honor rules match. No. This we're pulling the octopus out of salt water, and we're putting him in fresh water. Fresh water being the impact zone, and he's got to take on Burt Macklin in a regular rules match. Now,
A regular
match. The rules are regular.
There are still plenty of rules.
Damn it. I can see Vince backstage doing that. This is the match. The rules, they're gonna be regular. And everybody's like, oh my God, that's amazing. It's never been done.
Never been done except always.
You can get disqualified in the Hell in the Cell. They're regular rules.
Apparently you can. I was there.
So, this match, I like this match. I feel like they told a great story.
If you like it so much, why don't you hit that button?
I love it. I like it so much that
I love this
actually,
match.
you know what? Actually, Vet, you know what? this match.
It's fucking awesome.
That's this match gets the Boston accent here. Hey, it's fucking awesome.
Where'd you get that one from?
Oh,
Because that could have been from any number of things, but
that. Hey, look,
Big Papi, the Red Sox. It's fucking awesome.
it's fucking awesome up in here, guys. Yeah, this match, I had fun with this match, but for a regular rules match, it ends in disqualification because Burt Macklin does not want to let up on the hold while Jonathan Gresham is in the ropes, taking advantage of his more than 3 rope breaks that he gets in a match. And so where does this match go from here?
the match goes nowhere. The match is over.
Well, I mean, the story. Where do we go from here after this match? Because now it's like now he's been disqualified. There's still this. What kind of match do we have with these guys next? What are we doing here with Jonathan Gresham and Burt Macklin?
I don't know, because see, what happens next is that the Honor No More guys run in, okay, and beat the shit out of Burt Macklin. So Jonathan Gresham and Honor No More seems like it's the story. I don't know how much they're interested in continuing the thing between them. If they do, what else are they gonna do? They've already had a regular rules match and an even more irregular rules match. If they do a no rules match, which is every other match that you see, there's at least one of those per week. It feels like there's some no DQ match, falls count anywhere match, street fight. It feels like I'm voting for Taboo Tuesday or something with all these exact same matches with different names.
Can we get a you make the rules on a pole match? It's a Vince Russo special.
Okay,
Whoever gets them down first, you get to make the rules of the match.
Yeah, so that is just a match in itself, leading to like a fourth match. Is that what I'm?
I guess so. Yeah. No, because you could make one of the rules. This is the final match.
Oh, okay.
The rule of this match is that whoever wins.
But only if you think of that.
Only if you think of that in the midst of. You have to touch all 4 corners while making.
I would.
Too. This match is. It's a crazy match. I don't think they're going to be able to have it. That
I don't know about you,
rules too.
But if I was in that situation, I would make the match. When people always get to name their stipulations and shit, I don't know why somebody doesn't just say like this is now an I win match, where the person that declares the stipulation just automatically gets to win, or as it's known in the wrestling business, the Triple H.
This is bullshit. Every time I had same cards last time. This is bullshit.
So, but yeah, but I'm seeing a lot of, like, in wrestling, it seems like I'm seeing a lot of don't break on the 5 count DQs going on in every company. It seems like they're getting a little bit lazy and just doing it all at the same time, or using it to get out of matches without pinning a guy or something like that. So we see another one right here, and yeah,
Rochambeau match.
Yeah, all these things, all these matches that have been saying, I'll read them out. Lab Rat wants to no rules on a pole 6-side steel cage street fight. Yep, that's definitely sounds like it'd be at home in Impact at least 15 years ago for sure, if not now.
Have you guys ever seen the greatest I Quit match of all time?
What's that?
Is where 2 dudes are sitting in opposite corners of the ring, all weird, crazy shit, disturbing shit happens in front of them, until one of them says they can't take it anymore. And it ends when 2 hillbillies decide they want to act out the scene from Deliverance.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Interesting. You know what else was interesting? As Jonathan Gresham walked back to the back, Josh Alexander came out, and we got Josh Alexander beating Vincent from Honor No More. And after the match, we get some more interference as Honor No More adds another member to their cadre of Honor No Morians. And Brandon, let's go to you first. Thoughts on Alexander versus the shoeless Vincent?
Let's see. I mean, I liked I thought the spots and the sequences and how they set and the structure of the match made sense. It told a great story. It built well. It felt too clean and choreographed. Like if this were like a little bit rougher, had a little bit more of a what's the word I want to say, like a grittiness to it, it would have felt a little bit more like a real fight. Whereas like everything made sense, it was logical, it flowed and everything made sense, and there was a reason for everything they did. It just felt too clean.
So
Which is a good complaint to have.
I have a small complaint. Why didn't they just all jump Josh Alexander while he was coming out after they just got done beating up Burt Macklin, vet, and go?
Oh yeah, well that's what I'm thinking. And why? See, they should have had a good spot for the security, also known as
Guards! More guards!
you should really label those better.
Oh,
I think,
they're on different pages. Sorry, I have lots of
All right.
pages.
I don't need your life story. Let me address this.
It's fucking awesome.
That's my life story, vet.
I think that I'd like to see security in the spot where they're jumping Burt after the match to get them out of there, even though Vinny's going to come in and have his match because his match is next, I guess. But that doesn't mean that you can't have security out there trying to separate the uninvolved parties just to make it seem like, okay, we're trying to do stuff. They should already be on high alert. If not because Morrissey's backstage throwing a temper tantrum and beating the shit out of half the roster, but also because, I don't know, these guys have been coming in uninvited, invited, with tickets, without tickets for however many weeks, and that's your angle. So security should always be like thinking like, okay, we're going to have to be ready to break something up here because these guys technically don't belong here. I guess this week you could say, well, they were invited and expected to have a match, so it's okay that they're there. But that doesn't mean they can get to do whatever the hell they want. So how about have the security just come out, separate everybody, get him off your employee Burt Macklin, who's just had a grueling match, a regular match. Like, how do you expect a guy to go through a regular match and then defend himself?
Gresham, vet, they said it on commentary. He had so many Ring of Honor rules, whatever they want to call it, honor no more matches, that he's not used to regular wrestling.
Who,
he
Burt
was
Macklin?
trained. No, Jonathan Gresham.
Well, nobody cares about Jonathan Gresham because Honor No More wants to bring him in. They're not attacking Jonathan Gresham. We're talking about Macklin here.
No, I was referring to his rule set, the Honor No More rule set of his matches.
I know what you're referring to, but it had no place in the conversation. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just saying.
Well, I'm just saying. Anyways, so
who can make the best potato salad?
But the best part is though, like when the match starts and Josh walks out, he walks out and the other four people in Honor No More just powder out of the ring. Like, oh shit, Josh Alexander's here. We can't beat him up
we
too.
gotta go.
We only have enough to beat up Burt Macklin. We can't beat up two guys. So they just take their place around the ring like sharks and circle, and while Josh and Vinny go one-on-one. And I think to your point, right, Brandon, is that you see a guy with Vinny Marsalia's fucking Rob Zombie looking ass, you expect him to be a little bit more like Crazy Steve, like being savage and biting people. He doesn't even wear shoes and shit like that. Like you can't just have like a regular match. You just had a regular match with this guy that just looks like a homeless person fighting for a ham sandwich in an alley. So you don't just do like a clean wrestling match like you said. So you're right about that. But and all this was just to get to Kenny King. So here's Kenny King, everyone.
Here's Kenny King. When do we get Caprice Coleman?
Oh, and a funny story about the referee, Daniel Spencer, actually has a history with the brand.
Really?
Yep. There is an incident with him, Kenny Bolin, and Big Vito.
Really?
Yep, I actually had the video queued up. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Private chat. I got you.
I'm not aware of this. You said Dan Spencer?
Yep.
Okay. So. But yeah, so Kenny King? Kenny King?
I'm not that excited about Kenny King. It
You're
just
more
seems like
excited
now,
about Black Taurus and
pretty
and
much.
Jonah next week.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, all right, now Ring of Honor's out of business. Now all their guys are coming over, and then it's like now we've got the New Japan guys coming over, and just it's just too much. It's just too much.
Sonic the Hedgerat has a comment. He says, "I'm not a fan of wrestlers just standing in the ring watching people they hate pose on the ramp." You know,
That doesn't make any sense.
You're right. Now, to play devil's advocate, the reason why that happens, first the shoot reason. The shoot reason is because they're lazy. Like in setting up the scene. The kayfabe reason would be like, look, I know if I come out of the ring and run down there, you're just going to run away anyway, so I'm saving myself the trouble. I'm tired. I don't want to chase you. That's what we're supposed to think, I guess, whenever somebody like lets the invisible wall stop them.
Or just come out with a kendo stick.
Or just be Josh Alexander.
It's true.
If you just walk out and be Josh Alexander, they'll get the hell out of here.
Oh my God, he's got the headgear.
He's gonna wrestle me.
Are you looking at my headgear?
Ian.
All right, hang on. Here we go.
Church.
I'm about to pull it up now. Let me find. Wow, there's like they've added new stuff, so I'm not used to they're fucking moving shit around on me. All right, sharing, big screen, and we're gonna hit.
I'm gonna go to 11:55 on that one.
You said 11 what?
Sometimes
11:55.
I was really pleased with this, and I made to see what you.
11:55.
Yep.
Yeah, he said something about Big Vito when I was. Here, we'll lead into it.
I did.
No, I didn't.
Oh, wait, what? Excuse me?
I did not invite him. No.
You did not? Okay, so Spider, you've invited yourself on the
He
show?
invited himself, is what he's done.
Spider?
No, I've been invited by Vito.
Oh,
That's right.
Oh, well,
what the?
You know, I gotta tell you there, Kenny.
I'm
You
listening.
know, this
Kenny,
Southern
wait, Kenny,
hospitality-
before Vito says another word, I want to tell you right now, I'm throwing the red flag on this, bro. I'm throwing a red flag, Vito, Kenny, holding 15 yards.
Yeah.
I'm throwing a flag. Go ahead, Vito.
Who's the flag on? Is it on me or Vito?
Vito, I'm throwing
hope
a flag on my friend of 26 years, Mr.
There you
Bolin.
go.
This is
15-yard penalty.
Mr. Bolin, this is what's called the blind side. This stinks of blind side.
Just in case
I don't
Vito
see
doesn't
Sandra
know the
Bullock
rules
anywhere.
of football, that is a 15-yard penalty, and let's hope nothing ugly comes out of this. But
Okay, go ahead,
so
Vito.
Vito invites him. Yeah, he got in touch with me. Spider did, and because he's purchased some merchandise from me that he hadn't paid for, and that's why he hadn't been allowed in my home lately. He hadn't paid for his merchandise. He's about a month late, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And then I said, "Hey, Spider." Well, I don't call him Spider. You all call him Spider. I said, "Hey, Daniel Brady or Rick Brady or whatever the hell we call you. We don't even call you by your real name." And then I said, "Why ain't you been by here to pay for your merchandise, punk? You bought the stuff. Why don't you get over here and pay for it?" And then, "Oh, King, you hadn't heard? I've been in the hospital for a few days." I said, "Really?" "Well, no, I hadn't heard. I got Twitter. I got Facebook. I got a phone. How come my old buddy of God knows how many years, I used to do hotlines with you, son, when you were nobody in this town. When I was almost nobody in this town, I was doing hotline interviews for you, making your show, just like I do with all the other shows I do.
You were, and
This
I
is
was in
kinda
the
long.
hospital. Yeah.
Then you come up with
I
this
knew you was in the
story.
hospital.
Hang on, Vito. Hang on.
Hold on. Let Kenny go. Let Kenny go.
He's conned everybody here. He claimed he was in the hospital. I said, "Oh, really? Well, I got 3 means of communication you could have reached me at. Why didn't you tell me you were in the hospital?" "Oh, King, I just went in. They diagnosed me and this, that, and the other." And I said, "Well, what were you in there for?" And I want you to know he never did tell me why he was in the hospital, which leads me to believe he never was in a hospital. I don't think he was ever in one. I don't think he had the amount of merchandise money that he needed to haul out of here with everything that he bought. He couldn't pay for the pizzas that he stuck me with the last time he was here, which come to about another $50. And so he owes me in the neighborhood of about $150. He ain't got the money. So now he's crawling and begging to Vito because he knows that would just set me on fire if Vito paved the way for him to be on the show. And I told him that maybe one day I would let him come here and he could sit in the dunce corner over there in the corner when me and the Prince, the real stars, are doing the show. And if we needed a dunce to put anything on the show, we'd let him chime in.
Wow.
Well, we haven't needed a dunce on the show. So now we have one because Vito has given him his own square. He thinks he's made the Hollywood squares, Vince. That's what he thinks he's done. He thinks he's Charlie Weaver sitting down there.
Charlie Weaver, yeah. The grandfather of David Arquette. The grandfather of David Arquette, yeah.
Absolutely. And I didn't even know that. And he thinks he's going to get to chime in. He thinks he's going to get to have some input tonight.
Wow.
Well, this is on you. This is on you, Vito.
I got to tell you something. 20
All
seconds.
right, cut it. All right. So I remember this now. No, I don't have anything to say about it other than I did think it was funny that there was heat between Kenny and Vito doing their show or whatever because both guys couldn't get over each other and how much each other put themselves over. So they just didn't like each other.
And
it was a battle of who could put themselves over more, and for that reason, they did not get along.
And it was their fighting that led to Ben and Stevie coming on.
Right. But Kenny Bolin, the great Kenny Bolin of Bolin Services. He managed everybody that was ever in OVW, and I had the great privilege of him calling quite a few of my matches. So shout out to Kenny Bolin. Hope he's doing well. Shout out to Big Vito Vran. And shout out to Vince Russo, Channel Attitude, and shout out to the Spider, whatever, who I guess was the referee in this fucking match.
Yeah. I'm like Ray. I'm like, I only know who like three of those people in that video are. It's okay though.
So Kenny King?
Yeah, Kenny King, I guess. And let's see.
Next
Morrissey.
is the most important
Morrissey
and most undignified moment.
Arrived at Moose's hotel room, room number 419. Not quite 420 there for you, Brandon. Room number 419 at the extended stay. And Morrissey kicks the door down. Poor maintenance is going to have to fix that in the morning. Do you think they bill that to Moose, or do they bill that to Impact? Do you think Demore's got to take care of that?
Yeah, probably Demore.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think, Bet?
Well, they're going to try to put it on Moose's credit card, and then he's going to forward that to Impact.
To Impact, to accounting. Let's see. Then we get like a brawl in the room. Now, when they tricked me, Vet, when he first kicked into the door, like there's like no one there. Like it's like completely empty. And it's a big like hotel room. Like I said, he's like in an extended stay. It's got the kitchenette. It's got all that stuff. And then it's like Moose comes like around the corner where I would imagine the closet with the door that slides like sideways. Like Moose comes around the corner, is like, "Who is it?" And then just like gets beaten up. And
or the scene from Pulp Fiction where Bruce Willis returns to his house and sees John Travolta coming out of the bathroom.
Yes, I love that fact that this type of match was the type of it wasn't a match, but this brawl was the type of brawl that we've all had with our friends in the kitchen, where you like fake fighting with your friends and you like smash them in the head with the fridge and then you open it up and you slam their head in it a few times. Like this was really fun. I know, Vet, you probably didn't like it. You're about to vet all over it. So before you vet all over it, Brandon, let us know what you really enjoyed about this segment.
It was a fun little brawl. I thought it should have ended the show. We should have actually built and threaded this throughout the show and then culminated with this. And I'm kind of sad they didn't use the microwave in the fight.
What about you?
And how do you propose they would have used that microwave?
He like slams his head in the microwave and turns it on.
Doesn't turn on when the door's open.
Could have took maybe a cue from Randy Marsh, try to give him testicular cancer.
I don't think we need to do anything else to Moose. The worst part about this, probably, is that they set this to music.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah, that was the really bad part with the music.
Hang on, wait.
What is this? What are we doing?
I'm gonna set it to music.
I just feel like if you're like, where is the music coming from? What is this even supposed to be? Is this supposed to be like a live feed? Like, is that the idea? Like a cameraman has followed Morrissey? Do you think Impact would send a camera with an employee to another employee, independent contractor's hotel room? And just, is this Impact's camera? Is this Morrissey's guy? Like, we don't, I heard, who did I hear say, oh, I think it was Conan, actually, of all people, saying that, talking about the AEW segments where Brandon Cutler is like filming the Young Bucks or Adam Cole or whoever, and saying that he doesn't, like, we don't need to explain why there's a camera there. And I'm just like he said it's like it's a scripted television show. Like we all know what's going on. Just it doesn't matter. And I'm like, of all people to say that, Conan like should know way better than that. It's not just a scripted television show. It's supposed to be a sporting event, or if it's not a sporting event, it's supposed to be a show about a sporting event. Like if you're on Friday night, like if you watch, whatever show, Friday Night Lights or whatever I don't know what fucking shows are popular about sports, but if you watch something like that and somebody commits a crime on that show, you're going to expect that character to go to jail on the show. You don't just say, oh, it's just a TV show, so the characters don't have to do anything that makes sense in it. Just enjoy it. Like, no, I can't enjoy it if you're setting it in the real world. If you're setting it in Fantasy Unicorn Land or whatever like that, I still expect there to be rules within Fantasy Unicorn Land, whatever those rules might be. But whatever the rules that we think there are, you have to follow those. So I don't know why this cameraman is here. I don't know why it's with them. And I don't know where the music is supposed to be coming from. Is that supposed to be what Moose is listening? Is he listening to the ominous tones from Forgetting Sarah Marshall or whatever? Like, is he listening to ominous tones in his hotel room while he's just sitting there doing nothing? Like, no TV on, no like clothes on the bed, no, like he's just, and he's supposed to be at work? Like, why is Impact going on and Moose is in a hotel room? If it's because he's afraid of getting stalked by Morrissey, okay, that makes sense. But still, like, D'Amore's the one that gave him up, so that doesn't make sense.
You really gotta love that the bed was still made. It didn't even look like anybody had really been in the room. That's why I was like, man, he went into the wrong room. Like, it just...
It's like they just freshly remade the room and rented it to somebody, and then they just went in and immediately shot this. That's what it looked like. It did not look lived in the slightest. So okay, so on the list, I'm not even going to run down the list of things that I just said that is why this is stupid and wrong, but let's just add on to it that this is another instance of filming your own crime, okay, which is actually 2 crimes. If this is the only... Don't get us kicked off of YouTube, Colin. Okay. This is actually 2 crimes because this is the only other time we see Moose on this entire show. So not only have you committed a literal crime by assaulting a man, but it's Moose, and we don't get to see him anymore. This is all we saw was Moose go and get beat up. That's your champion, guys. This is what I've been saying. Even when you're the champion, you can't get over. So
I do have one question though. Doesn't the victim or the person who was attacked, for the police to get involved, don't they actually have to go to the police themselves and file charges, then present the video as evidence?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the video counts as the evidence. Yeah.
So if Moose would choose not to press charges, handle it himself, then the police don't really need to get involved.
Well, I think by then it would still become like you can't really handle it yourself because then you become at fault for attacking the person too, unless you're in a state like Oregon that has the mutual fight laws type things where, like, if you and I are on the street corner and we both agree to a fight, the cops really won't come in and do anything until like one of
Yeah,
us hit the ground or something like that. Like they do
Yeah,
have mutual
I-
combat laws in some
I
states.
legit don't see anything wrong with that. Two consenting adults handling their shit like adults, or handling their shit.
I mean, as long as it's more like a hockey fight, like because if you beat somebody up and then you're still standing over them, just pounding them in the head or just kicking them or whatever, then yeah. But if you know, mutual combat, once you hit the ground, the fight kind of stops, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
with
there
that.
needs to be like we're like, okay, this is where it ends. Like this is the standard of fight's over.
That is true. That's a good standard right there. Vet, anything else on the Motel 6 brawl that we had here?
Motel
Vet and
6
Morrissey.
wishes it was this.
Red Roof
Super
Inn?
8.
Super 8.
This is pretty nice for one of those extended stay types. I'm wondering if it's not just like a nicer hotel with a more upgraded kitchen set.
We'll leave the light on for you. Backstage, Honor No More talked that they will win the war, and then Kenny King put you know what?
Second thought, you are excited about Kenny King?
You know, his promo got me a little excited. Very good, passionate promo from Kenny King here. Getting to see his flex on the mic. And then hopefully here soon we'll get to see his acumen in the ring. Don't get me wrong. I do like Kenny King in the ring. I just feel like some of his stuff in Ring of Honor, he's very bland to me. I didn't really like a lot of his stuff.
Yeah. They were in front of that purple wall.
They
I don't know
were
if
in
you guys
front of that
noticed
purple
that.
wall.
That damn purple wall again.
That's
Here's
purple.
another camera related question. Why does Honor No More get segmented camera time? Like this was thrown to like as if this was supposed to be an interview with these guys.
Yep.
Like we all just planned for this.
Yep. Why not have them like abduct a cameraman and force him to film it?
All right, you're going way too far, Brandon. How about somebody else is already doing an interview with Gia? She always gets interrupted all the time. Why don't they just walk in and say all this? That's much easier, but it also makes sense. It's giving you that illusion of action. Like, oh, here, what is who is she interviews later? She interviews Deonna Purrazzo or whatever. Deonna didn't actually say anything much. You could have just had these guys walk in then and just come in and be like, you know what, blah blah blah. But just something to make it seem like you're not catering to these guys that are supposed to be the outsiders. This is what always happens. Like in wrestling, it's just the same old shit. NWO invades every single week. Oh, nice. There it is. That's pretty much it. NWO invades every week until they just all work there. And everything's cool. And they just show up.
Didn't they have their own popcorn guy at one point?
Pretty sure. Like
There you go. Sorry.
You guys are despicable and disgusting. You ruin our sport. But anyways, a match with Virgil. What was that? Vincent. Excuse me.
Virgil meat sauce.
Meat
Virgil
sauce,
was there?
breadsticks, all that.
So
Speaking
look, I just found out that StreamYard has music that we can play now. So now Ray shouldn't have any issues getting us fucked up on YouTube here because we can play this song called Feeding the Ducks. This is about as exciting as this next match.
Well, yes.
Here, ladies
speaking
and
of
gentlemen.
speaking of why camera time, John Schuyler. So John Schuyler is like the indie blueprint. Okay? He's short. He's got a carrot haircut, a beard, tights with a fucking belt. He just looks like somebody's dad going as Buddy Murphy for Halloween. But this is what all your generic indie wrestlers look like is John Schuyler. But some of them have the decency to be interesting at least.
Vet, how did you know all my creative wrestlers look like John Schuyler?
Yeah, don't you have to like when you go in to start your creative character, don't you have to remove them from the template of John Schuyler? You have to start changing everything from that. Like I don't want a belt on my guy, you know?
generic wrestler number 4 is always John Skyler.
Right. Yeah, it used to be just like a clean-cut white guy in black trunks and black boots to start a creator wrestler. Now they probably look like John Skyler. You know what I'm saying, with the carrot haircut? I don't know what else you call that. What else do you call, like, is there an official name for that haircut where you shave everything off the sides and the back and you just let it grow long on top like a carrot? There's got to be a name for it, guys.
Yeah,
Chat.
let's chat. Name it. Name John Skyler's haircut. Bhupindar Gujar versus John Skyler. Gujar wins on his debut, and Raj Singh comes down to celebrate with him, and he kind of brushes off Raj Singh, does not really accept him. So no new members to the Desi Hit Squad here. Brandon, your thoughts on this match?
Just a enhancement to get Gujar over, and I like how he looks. I think he has star potential, and possible crossover appeal. Just needs to put a little bit more size on him, or mass, I should say.
Yeah. Vet, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, if we put more mass on, then we're going into Shira territory. He kind of looks like a lean Mahabali Shira, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But unlike Shira, the kid can move. My only critique for him, is I know they were probably directing him to just play stuff up to the camera or whatever, but I would just say, let's not do the whole posing thing when nobody knows who you are. Especially when all you got is the whole big arms pose, like the what's up guys, what's up, Charlotte Flair. There's a lot of people that keep doing that, and it's a very generic and boring pose to do. So I would avoid that. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. It looks he looked coordinated, so that's good. That's a
right. Yeah, we've got a few answers. Lizbeth calls it the reverse monk.
Yeah.
Jerome with an N calls it the random white guy cut.
These
Buckshot
days, that
Kid,
is that.
That is true. Buckshot Kid, the haircut is called the hipster in GTA.
Right. A lot of times in the hipster is they have a suave pompadour or whatever, but just only on top,
It's called a douchebag or a big Ray. Some might call it a big Ray.
Ironically named after a bald man.
Mass in the pants. And J Hall again with a mullet. You know what I call it, Vet?
It's fucking awesome.
That's what I call it.
It's not awesome. You don't call it that. You've never called it that, and you don't call it in that accent. But it's not a mullet. A mullet is what you see Speedball Mike Bailey wearing. He's wearing the new era mullet, which is making a comeback, and it's disgusting. Dominic Mysterio, you see these kids it's not like the classic mullet, it's not like the Dan Spivey, it's like this new weird thing where they shave a little bit on the around the ear and let it grow in the back and leave it short on top. This is fucking leave it to a new generation to take something terrible and make it worse.
It is true. Did you know that
just like every remake, it's fucking worse than the original.
Did you know that they have mullet championships, Vet?
It does not surprise me in the least.
That's one championship that you haven't won yet. I think that's something you need to push for in 2022.
I'm a wrestler, not a hair haver.
You can wrestle
opinion
in
haver, not
you
a
can
hair
wrestle
opinion haver.
You can wrestle in a loser or winner gets a mullet match. Duh.
So, all right. Well, that's going to be a long build because I got to grow my hair out. Nice long build.
All right. Well, we while we're waiting for the vet's hair to grow out, we get a recap of Mickie James' performance in the Royal Rumble. She didn't win. Spoiler alert. Maybe I should have said spoiler alert first, and then she didn't win.
Also, we talked about it last week. So.
Yes, we did talk about it last week. And you should have already spoiler alerts. You should have already seen this by now. This isn't like Spider-Man where we give you like weeks and months before we start to spoil the movie. Let's see. Eliminated by
I guess this was part of the concessions too, like we talked about, like Mickie James agreeing to come in and say, but only if I get to use my entrance music and I get to have the belt and you have to put Impact Women's Champion on the graphic. And now it's like, and we can use the footage on Impact. That was probably most of the package. Lizbeth says she actually went to high school with a wrestler dude who competed in the mullet competition. Well, did he win?
Did he win? We'll be waiting on that answer. But first, Gia Miller is interviewing Mickie James about her participation, and she gets interrupted by Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans, who mocks James with a prepared statement. They're ready to battle it. No surrender. James tells Steelz that she can't wrestle as good as she talks, and then Chelsea Green comes in, and I need that drop from Teddy Long because holla holla playa, we got a tag match. Looks like there's two of us here. And there's two of you. You know what that means. You know what that means, Vet.
We're gonna have us a tag team match, playa.
And then of course this leads to Chelsea Green because she's doing the good thing and helping protect Mickie James from that evil Savannah Evans. Mickie James is like, hey, you know what? I will give you a title shot. So we're gonna get that as well. Chelsea Green title shot in the works. That you have this very, very smile on you, like you're ready to talk about this segment. This one moved you.
Well, I'm gonna
this segment, much like a bowel movement.
I'm gonna quickly. That was unnecessary. I'm gonna quickly pass this to Brandon because I know that he's got a lot to say. But Tasha, I believe. If I heard this correctly, she was referring to Chelsea as Captain Save a Non-Factor. I guess referring to Mickie James as the non-factor. So I thought that was kind of an awkward but still kind of funny put down. Of course, for you E40 fans out there. But the big story was Chelsea and so that's why I relinquished the floor.
Man, well, Chelsea looking amazing as always. Love the top she had on tonight. I noticed that Tasha's kind of been stepping up and really improving her everything she's been doing lately. I mean,
where's Mickie James from? Virginia or West Virginia or one of those Virginias?
Virginia.
Yeah. I think Tasha was a little more Arkansas with her accent, but doesn't matter. The point got across.
And I like where it's going. I think Steelz. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna have her go over for the belt here, but it could be like just a nice little test to see where she's at and where they need to work on and where to go with her.
Chelsea sure does love Mickie, does she not?
Oh yeah, she loves Mickie.
Maybe
I love both.
Maybe we'll see. Hey, is that the exact same Giselle Shaw vignette from last week?
I think
like frame by frame.
I think it is. I think it is, Vet.
I think it is. All right.
I think it is.
Next
what do we have? What do we have next, there, Vet?
No, what we have next is Masha Slamovich versus Casey Lennox. Casey Lennox sounded familiar, so I was like, "Is that? Wasn't she like an MLW or something?" While I was Googling her, she got dropped on her head and beat. But I found out that she was at MLW, in fact, and she was at NXT, and she was at AEW. So she's making the rounds. Casey Lennox, up and coming cervical injury patient.
She's
for
very.
you all.
She is She looks like Sasha Banks, and she is very attractive. Do you get the same vibes there, Vet?
No. Every young black female does not look like Sasha Banks.
Oh, she totally looks like Sasha Banks, Vet. Come on, man.
I mean, in the sense that in the sense that every indie wrestler looks like John Skyler, I guess.
It's true. They do all look the
But-
same. Here we have it. Look at this. Look at this, Vet. Since you brought up John Skyler again, this
I'm waiting to look at
7-year-old
it.
makes the finals in USA Kids Mullet Championships.
Oh, they're just giving it to him because he's got a tooth missing,
Oh, that totally fits in.
and
though,
it's
right?
cute.
And then we have.
Is that a boy?
Yeah, it is a boy.
Okay.
Let's see. The U.S. Mullet Men's Open Championship here, Vet. We've got.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That the kid, it's a little long on top for my taste of a mullet.
I think this is the guy that won it here.
Let's see. Are we seeing?
Can you see it still?
No, it's still that kid.
Oh, hang on 1 second. Sorry, I apologize. Let me share the right screen.
That is Peter Avalon. 1,000,000%.
Clint Duncan.
All right, can we get some more photos of this gentleman, please?
I'm trying to see if there's a video here. Let's see.
That's an active shooter training video right
Shooting.
there.
What?
You need
Why
to-
is there active shooter training video? Here we go.
Yeah, now see, this is what I'm talking about. Oh my god, why are we seeing this? Why are we seeing the reservation thumbnail for the Impact Attack?
His
here?
official mullet is about 10 inches long. That. All right, well, we saw a picture of what his mullet looked like.
Yeah, I
There you
mean,
go.
that is what it is. I think a lot of the mistakes that people make is like, you can't just have long hair and shave the sides and just comb it back. You know what I mean? It's gotta be like a short haircut, like you would have your whole head, and then the back's gotta be long. It can't just be long hair where you shave the sides and back. That's not a mullet.
That's true.
That's a carrot or whatever John Skyler has.
Masha Slamovich in a squash match here for sure. They're putting her over really strong here. They're really building her up to be a contender here. Where's Lady Frost?
That'd be a good.
Why
feud.
haven't we seen Lady Frost?
Probably on BTI. Masha Slamovich also with a great hair, although I don't think it fits in the mullet category, but it should have its own championship.
They say it's a new vignette here on these little.
I'm pretty
rundown
sure it's
everything.
exactly the same. But anyway, you're working backwards. We're on Deanna with Gia and no music, interrupted by no one actually, because again, here was your interruption spot for On No More, but instead we just hear that she has an open challenge next week. So there you go, open challenge. Who's going to take on Deanna?
for either title.
Right. Yeah.
What if somebody comes out and says, "I want both titles"?
Ooh, there's an interesting thought.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess that's the nature of the open challenge. We don't know.
Do we get a new lady coming into Impact Wrestling? Maybe a Ring of Honor lady, or do we just get our normal? Here comes Rosemary teleporting in to get her shot at Deanna.
Well, there's two birds with one stone that they can kill here, because I want to see more of Roxy, and why wouldn't she want a chance to get her championship back? So how about some of that?
I like it. Brandon, you?
I agree with that. Why? Where's Roxy at? Why isn't she on the show wanting her rematch? Now, where's she been all this time?
Very true. Very true. An interesting thought from Colin is like waiting for Haley's comment. Oh, okay, Vet. Yeah, that's not very nice.
What'd you say? Why'd you say my name? I didn't
I
say
don't know.
that.
I don't know.
God
I'm
damn it.
tired.
All right. Anyway, Colin needs to go to bed, so let's wrap this shit up.
All
Bullet
right,
Club versus some guys. Okay,
Versus some-
just four guys that they found in the parking lot. Here you go.
Actually-
Fight the Bullet Club.
I actually have it said on the thing as BC versus 4.
Yeah, I in the description I put Impact's best. Impact's best. Because Impact's best was too busy getting it on in a hotel room. I mean,
wording, pal.
I don't know what I meant.
All right, so what'd you guys think about this?
The first thing that is immediately popped up in my mind is I didn't even know what the main event was because they did almost nothing to build or hype it or throughout the night. But there was some intrigue in seeing how the babyface team would interact and get along with each other the way they've been kind of building those interactions the last couple of weeks. And I mean, it's weird how just like 10 minutes of vignettes and just pre-tapes can kind of help build some intrigue and make something like a random tag match feel a little bit more compelling.
This is such a side note. Like, this is like them just doing a favor for New Japan. But I have seen Tama Tonga like calling out TK in social media. So I wonder if they tried to do this Bullet Club GOD feud like with the Good Brothers over in AEW, and Tony kind of shot that down. So they're coming over here to do it in Impact.
Tony.
But I mean, they're like I said, but maybe Tony would be giving it the same treatment, because here it is. The whole show was the Honor No More stuff threaded throughout of it, like it has been in Morrissey threaded throughout of it. Like they're focusing more on that than this Bullet Club stuff, which is a side note. It seems like they're just letting Tama Tonga kind of do his thing and let them do their thing. And, oh, hey, we've got an idea. We can go after the Good Brothers. So they're kind of working to that. But it's all like over there. Hey, come see the sideshow over here. And you have to pay like extra just to see that like sideshow on the side there while you get the main attraction over here. Bet.
I mean, you're right. Everything you're saying, it's an afterthought. You got Impact, which is a company that like a year ago had jack shit going on. Now they got too much going on and they can't handle it. They weren't expecting 100 guys to get released. How are they supposed to deal with this? So they're trying to, on top of deal with like the influx of new talent that they got to, that they're interested in, they want to bring in. You also got Ring of Honor just sitting in his, hey, can we sit in with you guys too? Just for a little bit, just so that people don't forget about us or maybe hear about us for the first time. Do you think that would be okay, guys, too? We could do an invasion angle. Everybody loves those, guys. So, I don't envy, the people in charge of putting this shit together. But even though that being said, they're making some things way too difficult that are just layup simple. But instead of worrying about the politics of and the stress that goes along with booking and all that, I just want to talk about the match here, the actual match, in which we get the genius Jay White, Switchblade, King Switch. This is why he's a genius. Okay, this is the opening of the match. He goes over and tries to get a speedball chant going. Like he's leaning over trying to get the people to chant for Mike Bailey. Like, no, nothing. Okay. And then just gets ready to start the match. And then he immediately tags Chris Bay. Okay. So Chris Bay gets over on speedball by raking the eyes. And as soon as he's back in the corner, like with his eyes gouged out, Jay White tags in and kicks the shit out of him. Okay. And then he engineers the next spot, which is them running a train on him. Like Jay gives him a suplex. What? Let me explain. It's not like a hotel room with Morrissey and Moose. I'm talking about wrestling.
Getting it on. They were running a train.
Let's get it on.
So Jay gives Bailey a suplex, and then one of the gorillas of Destiny, by the way. Does the tope in and sentons him, and then Jay White picks him up, gives him another suplex. The other gorilla of Destiny comes in with his little senton thing or whatever. Then he tags in Chris Bay, and Chris Bay does a thing. and now Chris Bay's legal, and Jay White gets out. So Jay White,
barely legal or legal? Whoa,
100% legal.
This lexicon coming out of your mouth right now.
In the first 3 minutes of this match, Jay White got heat for himself and got everyone on his team involved. He tagged everybody in, and he did not get touched by Mike Bailey, right? So that's going to matter in a second. So the weird thing about this match was the dynamic of you have the Bullet Club, which are theoretically heels, and then you've got a team on the other side, a mishmash of two baby faces, I guess, by proxy, versus Ace and, with teaming with Ace and Madman, who are heels. So the whole thing is like, are these guys going to coexist? But they didn't overly play that up on commentary. It was just weird because it's like, okay, well, if somebody gets the heat, like if when these guys now take over on the Bullet Club and get the heat on Chris Bay, is Chris Bay going to get a hot tag to the heels? You see, like, it's just the whole thing is weird. I mean, it was a fun match, but it was a psychological headache. But anyways, if you want to call it a hot tag, there was a missed opportunity that would have been perfect with Ace Austin going for some kind of springboard kick, and Chris Bay moved, and he should have just immediately tagged right there, but instead he like hit a move, and then he proceeded to hit like a move on the next three guys that tagged in or whatever. So it's just like, but whatever. It was weird. But when Mike Bailey does come in, okay, to make the comeback or whatever. Now, guys, who is in there taking the offense from Mike Bailey?
I don't know, Vet.
I don't remember, but I'm going to guess Jay White.
You guess what? You guess Jay White. You guess right. And why?
Because of the build. Because
Yes.
how it was built where he kept escaping him, then he finally got him.
Right. Jay White, the greatest. Okay.
He is the greatest.
So, and I believe, if I remember correctly, that Bullet Club wins, right? Chris
They
Bay
do
gets a
win.
win, right?
They do win.
So, and then
over.
the Unholy Alliance attacks him after. So
They set up Chris Bay to look very nicely on this one.
well,
Yes,
he's the
the
guy
Unholy
that's definitely
Alliance.
staying in the company,
Yep.
right? So
So he should definitely be getting the rub in the ear and the
I'm
and
just
the shine.
I'm
for
just
this.
gonna credit that to Jay White as to, that was his idea probably too. I'll just say that. So yeah, I this is a good showcase of why, if you're not a Jay White fan, you should be, because it's these little things. It may not mean as much to a casual person watching this, in a random 8-man. That was, like I said, a nightmare to try to figure out who you're supposed to cheer for. But in your hearts, you can cheer for Jay White for respecting this business and actually trying to do things right. I don't know how he got as good as he did, but he is. Maybe it's Gato. Maybe it's Gato over in New Japan, taking him under the wing and showing him stuff like how to grow a beard and, how to get heat and all this other stuff. And I was just watching, they just came back to having shows in Korakuen. And so on the February 7th episode, Gato was in a tag match. And every time he comes out, he's got his King Switchblade shirt on. And like when he walks by the camera, he's like, "I miss you, King." So Gato still carrying the flag for Jay White whenever he comes back.
I did notice, like, when I kind of started watching, he was kind of the end of his young boy status, right? He never really, I didn't notice him getting beaten up as much as the Asian young boys did when he was a young lion.
No. He did his excursion at Ring of Honor, too. In the show that I went to back in 2017, he was there just as regular Jay White. He had a match with, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Silas Young or somebody like that, or whatever. But
yes, that's how you pronounce that name, Ray. Gato. That's the Japanese pronunciation. And thank you for writing that out phonetically, so that we could all pronunciate it the correct way, or sorry, enunciate it the correct way. We need a French Spider-Man housing cameo. Wow, that might break the internet there, Lab Rat. Not tonight.
Very
Ladies
French, very evil.
Ladies, very French, very evil. With great responsibility comes great evilness. Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon, let everybody know where they can find you.
Find me at all the places, as well as Twitch as Miss Tia the Transarchist. Just hanging, chilling, getting video game streams in when we can. Just mainly been playing World of Warcraft and getting back in that nostalgia trip and having a good time.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Always having a good time. And Vet, let everybody know where they can find you Wednesday afternoon at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That is not afternoon. That is before noon. But nonetheless, he's very tired, which is why he's trying to wrap us up. He's hitting he got the box. He's pounding. He's smashing that wrap it up button. Yeah, you better wrap that gavel up. So let's wrap it up. We have got every Wednesday the Next Level Wrestling Review. We have got the Impact Attack every week. And if you didn't catch me on the Smack Attack this past Saturday with John Enright, we talked about a lot of fun stuff on there and tried to make a meal out of a morsel with that shitty episode of SmackDown that they gave us. So please check that out, even if you don't like SmackDown. Check it out and listen. We talk about lots of stuff that's relating to everything in general, not just SmackDown. And you can find me on the social media, that Opinion Haver, everywhere, including Twitch or whatever. I don't know if I'm going to stream any Sifu gameplay, but go ahead and follow me. And if enough of you follow me on Twitch, maybe I'll consider it.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And you can find me here on the Impact Attack every Tuesday after 12 a.m. For Vet, though, it's still Monday. So you would catch him in, what time would that be? California time?
Right now?
Well, no, when we start.
When we start? Yeah, it's like 9:45.
9, yeah, so around 9 to 10-ish Pacific Standard Time here at the Hami Media Group YouTube channel and over at twitch.tv / ridiculously random pod. You can find me tomorrow with the A Show with April Hunter and Aaron Stevens. We will be having Joe E. Legend will be joining the show. I think he's been on the Conspiracy Horseman before, but he lives over in Europe, and he's kind of seeing the way that things are being handled over there in a foreign country compared to how things are being handled here in America in terms of like COVID with the mandates and the masks and all that other type of stuff. Masha Slamabitch, Vet Stream Sifu. What's your Twitch if you have one?
Oh my God, I wonder what could it possibly be.
Yeah, it's at Opinion Haver on Twitch, Buckshot Kid. And then you can also find me Wednesday on the Ridiculously Random podcast with possibly French Spider-Man housing and also special guest
Big Poppy,
and we might even have
the Red Sox. It's fucking awesome.
That's how our Wednesday's gonna go, ladies and gentlemen. Check us out 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at twitch.tv / ridiculously random pod. I'm gonna have to see if I can change that. I kind of like how you do Opinion Haver everywhere, Vet. We have make sure you send your emails in. We're gonna do top 5 Super Bowl halftimes, best Super Bowl halftimes. Let's see. The email address is yourrandompod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at yourrandompod. And just search us anywhere that you can search us. Watch us on YouTube. We'll be here Wednesday. I'd like to push everyone to the Twitch channel, but Ray continues to push people to the Hami Media Group YouTube channel. Let's try to get everybody over to Twitch. So please watch over at Twitch, over at twitch.tv / ridiculously random pod.
Everybody just open 2 windows. And have a Twitch and a YouTube at the same time and turn the audio off on one of them.
I love you. Vet, you're a fucking genius, Vet. You know what?
Fucking awesome.
No. I love this man. Thank you, Chris Sabin, for that. And let's see. Do I have anything else? No, it's okay, Big Ray. Vet solved our problems because not only is he an opinion haver, he's a solution giver.
It's a problem solver.
He is a problem solver. He's a solution giver. What do you prefer, Vet? Problem solver or solution giver?
I prefer opinion haver. At opinion haver everywhere.
Twitch.tv/opinion haver everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Vet, what is it? Give us, since you're not going to be on the Ridiculously Random podcast this week, what is one of your top 5? Don't say that. Don't ever say that. The
only way I'm on the show is when you guys keep mentioning me.
We'll talk Berserk. We say Vet's name 50 times on the Ridiculously Random podcast. He shows up. Vet, what is your top Super Bowl moment or Super Bowl halftime moment?
Super Bowl halftime. You guys haven't watched 5 Super Bowl halftime shows each. I guarantee you're going to be like Googling it. Like, did I like this? Do I remember this? But anyways.
Oh, I've got, there's Britney Spears. There's the Janet and Michael that I remember watching live. There was the Left Shark debacle with Katy Perry. We've got the awesome MJ one. We've got the Prince one. We've got Lady Gaga. I think that is more than 5 that I just named right there. So, Vet, 2 words for you.
Okay, so you Googled it earlier, so that's fine. You remembered some of the results now. That's fine. No, the Prince one was pretty good. The Gaga one was really good too. I'm a big fan of both of them, so they definitely did a great Super Bowl halftime show.
What would be your top 5 opinions, Vet?
That's for you guys to decide. You each have a list of your favorite opinions of mine, 5 each.
What are your favorite opinions?
Oh, well, they're like your children. You can't choose.
Berserk, Godzilla, New Japan, Jay White.
Those aren't opinions. Those are things.
No, those are things you've given your opinion on.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, exactly. It's all things that the Vet likes in his top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the show. Let's see. Hang on. I had some. I was gonna play some music, but we're not gonna do that. I'll play whatever this fucking.
Play the Wrap It Up box music.
Yeah. Well, I had. Hang on. I had this. If I can find it. What? Really download
Sonic the Hedgehog says top 5 times Vet actually likes something in wrestling. I don't know if we can get all 5.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll happen.
I don't know if we can get a whole 5.
All right, well, fuck it. I'm not going to do that. We'll just go out with whatever this terrible ass music is that they give us here. Let's see. Vet, acoustic cinema, dance pop, daydreaming, into space, lo-fi, night driving, or rock.
Where's the Wrap It Up? Sorry, they don't have Wrap It Up on there?
I downloaded that image, but for some reason I can't find it.
You're the one that's got to go to sleep, man. I don't. You can end this show how you want, man. Good music.
Some night driving here with the terrible StreamYard music. You think they could buy her? Jim Johnson's not doing anything. StreamYard.
The last thing he did was make a song for Vince on Channel Attitude.
He did one for
and it was cool.
Yeah, when Billy Ray Valentine interviewed him, it was pretty cool. Like, he brought the guitar, he had them working, he played all the hits.
Did he talk him into doing a theme song for Billy Ray Valentine?
He didn't do a theme song for Billy Ray Valentine, but he played the Undertaker's theme song on the organ, and he played the DX on the guitar. But Jim Johnson's amazing
Jim Johnson's fucking awesome.
Fucking awesome.
Army of Two theme. That's just the main titles of Predator, Sonic.
We
movie
could go
Predator.
out with the American Males theme song, but we're night driving, ladies and gentlemen, here at your Impact Attack at the Hameen Media Group YouTube channel and at channelattitude.com. I am Colin Weissong, and for the Vet and our good friend Brandon, we are out, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. We will see you next week.